Jaya Rata Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannath Chakana Jaya Bharade Jaya Subhaja Jaya Jagannath Chakana Jaya Jaya Rukmini Dogadish Rukmini Dogadish Rukmini Dogadish Rukmini Dogadish Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jam Vishnu Padapanamahamsa Parirachakcharya Ashtadada Satta Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founderacharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pada Panamahamsa Parirachakcharya, Ashtadada Satta Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasade Gaura Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinan Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagnapuri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Chamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vinda Ki Jai Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai, Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai, Hare Rama Sankirtan Ki Jai, ISKCON Yutvagadam Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Pramanandi Hari 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 Bo. All glories to the Sambodhi Bodhis, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sambodhi Bodhis. All glories to the Sambodhi Bodhis, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Saraswati. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nanayana Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Uditlayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavati Utamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter 13, text number 10. Etavati Atmajai, Vira, Karya, Hi, Apasitir, Guru, Shaktya Pramatai, Grihitat, Shadanam, Gatamatsarai, Etai Vatyatma Jaivira, Karya Hyapa Chitir Guru, Shaktya Pramatai Grihita, Sadarangata Matsarai, Etavatyatma Jaivira, Karya Hyapa Chitir Guru, Shaktya Pramatai Grihita, Sadarangata Matsarai, Etavatyatma Jaivira, Karya Hyapa Chitir Guru, Shaktya Pramatai Grihita, Shadanagata Matsarai, Etavatyatma Jaivira, Mataji's Etavati, just exactly like this. Atmajai, by the offspring. Vira, O hero. karya should be performed. He certainly apachitihi worship Guru unto the superior Shaktya with full capacity. Apramatai by the same. Griheta should be accepted. Saadaram with great delight. Gata matsarai by those who are beyond the limit of envy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O hero, your example is quite befitting a son in relationship with his father. This sort of adoration for the superior is required. One who is beyond the limit of envy and who is same accepts the order of his father with great delight and executes it to his full capacity. Purport. When the four previous sons of Brahma, the sage Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, and Sanakumar refused to obey their father Brahma, Brahma was mortified, and his anger was manifested in the shape of Ruja. That incident was not forgotten by Brahma, and therefore the obedience of Manu Swayambhuva was very encouraging. From the material point of view, the four sages' disobedience to the order of their father was certainly abominable. But because such disobedience was for a higher purpose, they were free from the reaction of disobedience. Those who disobey their fathers on material grounds, however, are surely subjected to disciplinary reaction for such disobedience. Manu's obedience to his father on material grounds was certainly free from envy. And in the material world, it is imperative for ordinary man to follow the example of Manu. Om Jnana Timinandasya Jnananjana Sharakaya Chakshu Uminitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bishtan Stapidan Yena Putare Swayanupa Mahyan Dadati Swam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Lakunata Vitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savatuta Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Ladita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Chakapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kamchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Nishwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakau Patarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishvanebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Etavati Atmajai Vira Karya Hi Apachitir Guru Shaktya Pramatai Griheta Shadarankata Matsarai. So here Lord Brahma is continually speaking to his son Swayambhuva Manu. Lord Brahma, he said, O hero, your example is quite befitting a son in relationship with his father. This sort of adoration for the superior is required. One who is beyond the limit of envy and who is same accepts the order of his father with great delight and executes it to his full capacity. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Manu's obedience to his father on material grounds was certainly free from envy. And in the material world, it is imperative for ordinary men to follow the example of Manu. It reminds me a Chinese saying, 君要臣死，臣不得不死；父要子亡，子不得不亡。 It's an ancient Chinese saying, means, if the king wants the minister to die, then the minister has to die. And similarly, if the father wants the son to die, and the son has to die. Otherwise, the minister is considered not loyal to the king, and the son is considered not obedient to the father. It's very similar to the attitude of Manu, because Manu is really very, obedient to his father, Lord Brahma. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada, he also said in the purport that from the material point of view, the four sages' disobedience to the order of their father was certainly abominable. But because such disobedience was for a higher purpose, they were free from the reaction of disobedience. In the 8th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a story about Bhari Maharaj. So, Bhari Maharaj, he actually showed his disobedience to his Guru Maharaj Sukracharya. Because when Lord Vamanadev, he was asking charity from Bhari Maharaj, Bhari Maharaj immediately agreed to give Lord Vamanadev, charity. But Bhari Maharaj's spiritual master, Sukracharya, he understand actually this Vamanadev, this dwarf Brahmana, is actually Vishnu in disguise. And if his disciple, Bhari Maharaj, agreed to give this dwarf Brahmana, Vamanadev, charity, then this dwarf Brahmana will take all the possessions of Bhari Maharaj away. Sukracharya understand this. Therefore, he told his disciple, Bhari Maharaj, don't give him this, don't give this Brahmana charity, Otherwise, he will take all your material possession away. But because Bhari Maharaj, he is a grandson of, Pranat Maharaj, although he was born in a demoniac family, but he is actually a pure devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. So in his mind, he is thinking, even if this dwarf Brahmana, Vamanadev, come to cheat me, still I have to fulfill his desire. I have to, because I promised to give him charity, so I should keep my promise. And therefore, Bhari Maharaj agreed to, give the charity to this dwarf Brahmana Vamanade. And we all know that this dwarf Brahmana Vamanade immediately expanded, his body and took all the positions that Bhari Maharaj, has. Took everything away. And Srila Prabhupada, he said that in the purport that it is the duty of such a sober personality as Bhari Maharaj to abide by the orders of his spiritual master immediately as his spiritual master had advised. But Bhari Maharaj also considered that Sukracharya was no longer to be accepted as a spiritual master, for he had deviated from the duty of a spiritual master. According to Shastra, the duty of Guru is to take the disciple back home, back to Godhead. If he is unable to do so, and instead hinders the disciple in going back to Godhead, he should not be a Guru. That means he should be rejected. One should not become a Guru if he cannot enable his disciple to advance in Krishna consciousness. The goal of life is to become a devotee of Lord Krishna so that one may be free from the bondage of material existence. Tyakvan deham punajamam naitimam etisho arjuna. The spiritual master helps the disciple attain this stage by developing Krishna consciousness. Now, Sukracharya has advised Bhari Maharaj to deny the promise to Vamanade. Under the circumstances, therefore, Bhari Maharaj thought that there would be no fault if he disobeyed the order of his spiritual master. He deliberated on this point. Should he refuse to accept the advice of his spiritual master, or should he independently do everything to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So Bhari Maharaj took some time. Therefore, it is said, Tushnim Bhutva Shanam Rajam Vuchaya Vahita Guru. So after deliberating on this point, he decided that Lord Vishnu should be pleased in all circumstances, even at the risk of ignoring the Guru's advice to the contrary. And Prabhupada, he continued, said that anyone who is supposed to be a Guru, but who goes against the principle of Vishnu Bhakti, cannot be accepted as Guru. Now, if one has falsely accepted such a Guru, one should reject him. So that's why here in today's purport, Srila Prabhupada, he said that from the material point of view, that the four sages' disobedience to the order of the Father, means Lord Brahma, was certainly abominable. But because such disobedience was for higher purpose, because the four sages, the four Kumaras, their disobedience to the order of Brahma was to for their advancement in spiritual life, And that's why Prabhupada, he was saying here, they were free from the reaction of disobedience. Today is also the appearance day of Srinivasacharya. I want to tell a story of Srinivasacharya, in glorify of Srinivasacharya. You see, in the before we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we are always chanting the Panchatattva mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasade, Gaura Bhaktavinda. So this Srivasadi, Srivas means Srivas Thakur. Yeah. Actually, he is Shakti, he is a Jiva Tattva. He is a Jiva, but he is empowered by Lord Sri Krishna. We know that he is actually incarnation of Narada Muni. So here there's a nice story about Srivas Thakur, narrated by Giriraj Maharaj. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it describes that some of these non-believers, we know that 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, he came to Navadvip to spread the Sankirtan movement. Many people joined Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, but still there are some non-believers. And some of these non-believers, they burned with envy and plotted against Srivas Thakur, because Srivas Thakur, he is having the devotees in his house to have kirtan. So some of the non-believers, they burned with envy and plotted against Srivas Thakur for doing that. The leader of the non-believer was a Brahman named Gopal Chapala, and he assembled paraphernalia for the worship of the goddess Bhavani, Durga, and placed it outside Srivas Thakur's door to defame him. Because generally, the worshipper of the goddess of Bhavani, Durga, or Kali are considered lower class. They drink wine and eat meat. For the Vaishnava, such things are anathema. So, Gopala Chapala wanted to defame Srivas Thakur, and alongside the paraphernalia for the worship, he placed a pot of wine. So in the morning, when Srivas Thakur opened the door and saw all the paraphernalia, he immediately called for the respectable gentlemen of the neighborhood and told them, just see, here is the paraphernalia for the worship of Bhavani. Every night I worship the goddess Bhavani. Now all of you, respectable gentlemen, can understand my actual position, who I really am, and you can take whatever action you deem fit. Of course, the respectable Brahmins and other members of the higher caste could understand what had happened. So although Srivas Thakur, he was saying like that, telling them that those things actually is arranged by me. But all the respectable Brahmanas and other members of higher caste, they could understand that what had happened. That some envious person had wanted to defame Srivas Thakur and desecrate his house. So they called for a sweeper to dispose of all those untouchable things and purify the place by mopping it with a mixture of water and cow dung. You see, cow dung is considered a pure substance. That's why, they are using cow dung to purify dirty places. Actually, it reminds me, many years ago, I was in Vrindavan, and I went to a brahmachari's room in Vrindavan, or Krishna Balaram Mandir. And to my surprise, the room of the brahmachari, the walls, even the floors, it is smeared with cow dung. And the brahmachari was telling me that it gives a nice smell, and the brahmachari was telling me like that, by doing this, even mosquito will not come into my room. It's so powerful, this cow, so purified. Yeah. And actually, the modern scientists, they have tested the cow dung. Actually, they understand that cow dung contains a kind of antiseptics, something like that. Yeah, that's why it is considered so pure. So, 3 days later, this Gopal Chapala was affected with leprosy. Blood oozed from sores all over his body, and germs and insects attacked him. The position of a devotee is such that anyone who offends any devotee suffers. And that is also the Lord's mercy. By punishing the offender, he simultaneously protects his devotee from being offended further and prevents the offender from committing more offenses. He helps the offender realize his mistake and make progress in spiritual life. So, Gopal Chapala was burning with leprosy, suffering unbearable pain. And one day, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed nearby, this Gopala Chapala appealed to him. You are an incarnation of God. You have come to deliver the fallen souls. I am very fallen and wretched, so please deliver me. So he prayed to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, it is true that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to deliver the fallen souls, but he really came to deliver them from material existence altogether, not from any particular condition, by distributing the holy name and Krishna Prema. And then later on, because of Gopala Chapala's understanding that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna himself, and at least he have this kind of knowledge. So Lord Chaitanya Prabhu forgive him, Chaitanya Prabhu, he told him, you are envious of pure devotee, so that is worst sin. I shall not deliver you. Actually, in the beginning, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu doesn't want to deliver him. Yeah, Chaitanya Prabhu, he said, I shall not deliver you. Rather, I shall see you beaten by these germs for millions of years. Yeah, for your offense against Srivas Thakur, you will fall into hellish condition for millions of lifetimes. Because Srivas Thakur is my pure devotee. Yeah. And then, after some time, this Gopala Chapala, he actually took shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instruct Gopala Chapala mercifully like this: if you approach Srivas Thakur and get his mercy, and if you do not commit such sin again, you will be freed from the effects of your offense. And that is the only way to be relieved from Vaishnava Aparat, it is the recommended way and the fastest way to go to the Vaishnava you have offended. Throw yourself at his feet and beg for forgiveness. So Gopalachapala, he did that. He took shelter of the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur, and by Srivas Thakur's mercy, he was freed from all sinful reaction. Yeah. So I stop here. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Maharaj. It's actually the first offense. Yeah, the first offense is to offend a great Vaishnava. He offended him by putting all the paraphernalias for worshipping Durga in front of his door, because all the paraphernalia for worshipping Durga, they are abominable for our devotee, because they are items like wine or meat there, Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Yes. Unacceptable. Yeah. That's why, Srivas Thakur, he has to ask a sweeper to clean it with water and cow dung, like that, Yeah. Yeah. My project. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we will stop here. Thank you very much for coming. Kantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Is that okay? Yeah?